Okay, here I am again. I'm getting ready to make a second sailboat and got to splice some plywood together. And in an earlier video, I used a plane to splice the two pieces of plywood together, but I found a better way to do it, make a nice, clean splice with a lot less effort. So if you ever have to splice two pieces of plywood together, here's a suggestion on the way to do it. Now, what I've done here's my plywood, as you can see, and I have a belt sander, and I have this wooden bench I made a long time ago, and I've had it in my shop, but it's 4 foot wide, it's 4 foot square. And so what I've done on the plywood is I've marked my plywood. I've come back 2 inches. I've got a line here. This is my 8 foot sheet, and this is my 4 foot sheet. Okay. On the edge of my bench, I mounted a piece of angle iron. It's nice and straight. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this plywood up and put it right on the edge. I'll square it up. I'll get it right on the edge. Okay. So, anyway, I'll get it close, but just for this movie, anyway. So anyway, the second piece, I'm going to pull this piece up here. And I don't know whether you can see the lines on there, but I'm going to move this one up also so that that line is on the line of the 8 foot piece. Okay, you can see it right there. Now on the end of this 4 foot piece, I'll show you, I put a little line right there going down the side. I have it on both sides of this plywood. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to position this, okay, I'll position this piece of flat metal. It's a piece of 2 by 2 inch flat bar, okay, and I'm going to position it so that when I come off of the front edge of this, okay, I'm going to set my square on the front edge of this, and I'm going to lower it. Let me see if I can get this a little better here, a little better lined up. Okay, that might be better. And so what I'll do, you can see that little line there, and what I'll do is I will position this piece of metal back from that line, but just so that the top of the ruler barely touches that. Okay, when I set this down there, it goes a little bit. So I'm gonna move it back. I'm gonna move back till I intersect. All right, you see how that's going? So that it's just in line with the line. And then what I'll do is I'll clamp this down. Okay, and then I'll use my belt sander. And I'll work it from side to side, and I'll keep sanding down. And what I'll do, it will wear this all away, but it won't let the bed of the sander go past this metal or go past this metal here. So I'll give you a nice feathered edge all the way across, and you can tell when you have it right because as you go through each ply, you'll see the direction or the grain of the wood go in a different direction. So if you do it correctly, all these different directions will be straight. If you have an area that's thicker, you'll have a squiggle, or if it's thinner, there'll be a squiggle on the ply. But the plies will be all nice and straight. And I just did one yesterday, and because I have to do 2 sheets. Of course, you can't really see it too well here, but here's the 12 foot sheet, and there might be, I don't know, a 16th or a 32nd off. But I mean, it really came out nice if you take a look at the end. See? And, I don't know how well you can see that, but it glues a little bit in the way here. But boy, it really turned out good. It turned out so much better than the other one. And so a little bit of sandpaper, and away I go. And what you do is you go ahead and you'll flip these. Flip this other sheet over, I'll slide it back, flip the other sheet over. I lined it up. I put wax paper down on the top of my workbench and wax paper over the top of the seam. It'll give a liberal amount of glue. And then I took blocks of wood and I nailed right through the seam with these blocks of wood. I just nailed right on through it. A few little holes aren't going to matter, because you do use a lot of putty and body filler on this thing. So the first time I was kind of timid and worried about putting holes in it, but this time I'm just forging ahead. It's going to turn out pretty good. I think it's actually going to turn out better than my first one. And the reason I'm making the second one is so that I can go sailing with my sons. We'll have a little race or something, so, you know, sail against each other. So anyway, I just wanted to share this. It's a much easier way to do it. It's much faster. It takes about maybe 15, 20 minutes to sand that down, and I'm done. The other one took me a good hour at least to take a plane and then try to block sand it down and get everything straight. And I did a fair job for using a block plane, but this seems to be the easiest way and fastest. So if you ever have to join two pieces of plywood, this is a way to do it. Okay, have a good day.